Legend has it that one day, a new king will come who will use the power of the trident to put Atlantis back together again.
The cult of Mithra, the intercessor between man and the Persian divine power or Muz, was once an extremely widespread one, for it is the original cult of the sun. From its origins in Persia, the faith spread to Babylonia, Greece, and finally the Roman Empire, where it struggled against Christianity at the latter's inception. Christianity believes that it won with the decline of the material virtues of the Romans, but there are people who worship the solar deity today, and even London has its Mithra temple. Mithra was said to give his worshippers success in this world, as well as security and happiness in the next. Sound familiar, Freemasons? He was originally a genie, the worldly representative of the invisible power which ruled the affairs of men. Later, and the cult probably has a history of over 6,000 years, he became thought of by his devotees as being not just one of the 28 genii, but the only one which mattered, and the only one who could cater for the wishes and needs of the people. Thus it was that the ancient Aryan worship of Ahura Mazda, the Supreme Being, was displaced by that of one of his representatives. Now, one way, folks, you can tell who or which corporations or businesses or societies belong to these cults is to look at these names, such as Saturn, Mazda, etc. Ahura Mazda, the Supreme Being, was displaced by that of one of his representatives, although archaeological research has produced little to give a clear picture of the rituals and beliefs of the Mithraists. A considerable amount of secret lore still survives in the East, from India to Syria, which gives one a good idea of exactly how the members of the cult thought, and just exactly what their magical ceremonies were. 3 ritualistic objects are used by Mithraeus: the crown, equivalent to the sun and power of the supernatural kind; the hammer or club, symbolizing creative activity of mankind; and the bull, which stands for nature, virility, increase. By the proper understanding of these objects, and just exactly what they represent, Mithraeus habit that the ordinary man can transcend his environment, can become great or successful, or can achieve what he wants to do and enters a delightful afterlife. What must he give in exchange? Nothing but worship to the principle which presides over all destiny and control to the priests of the religion. Now let's regress just a moment and let me explain to you why the bull. Throughout the ancient world, you see the symbology of the bull. Now, you have to remember this history goes back 6,000 years, the first 2,000 of which, looking back, is the Christian era. Now, remember, this is the age of Pisces, or the 2 fish. The 6,000-year period started in antiquity when the sun was in Taurus, or the bull. That is the meaning of Baal, or Baal. The golden calf was the representation of the house of the sun, or the age of the bull, or Taurus. It was really the same old mystery religion, the worship of the unseen God of the universe, represented by the sun, which over the centuries and the millennia has become the worship of the intellect, with the sun the representation of the light, or Lucifer, the one who gave man the gift of intellect. Now, after the age of Taurus came the goat, or the ram, and this was symbolized by the symbol of the goat, or the goat of Mendes. For in Mendes there was a temple erected to the worship of the mysteries. And since the sun was in the house of the goat or the ram, the object of the exoteric worship by the masses was the goat. When the sun passed into the house of Pisces, or the two fishes, the Christian era began. We are now on our way out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. Once you understand that the ancient religion was a religion of the worship of the heavens, then everything begins to come together. And when you understand that they ceased believing in an all-powerful, unseen God or hidden God of the universe, and became essentially pantheists, believing that everything is God, they call this nature or the natural way, then you can understand how man became to worship the intellect, and the symbol which used to represent the unseen God of the universe came to represent the intellect, the use of which will bring man to the state of apotheosis, where man himself will become God. And then you begin to look at all the things that are happening today, and you see their symbology everywhere. Nowhere will you see it more prominently than the Looney Tune fringe element which call themselves ufologists. You will see that everything to do with the so-called UFO phenomena comes right out of the mystery schools.